All right, level 7 Doggy Daycare. Again, another difficult one to work through, level 7. And you can read this on your own, of course. The twist to this is dogs will now have to take a bath if they enter their turn on a light blue striped cell. Noting, however, well, when they take a bath, they'll skip the next 2 turns. And also note that dogs only take baths the first time they enter the bath zone. And again, the bath zone is that light blue area, which let's look at. This is going to turn black for a second. Okay, there's the light blue zone with W's in it, which I've inserted previously. Let me go back to the case. All right, so again, we've got a start as we did in level 6. We got a start, and let's make sure how many turns we got. We got 20 turns. Okay. All right, so let's get to work on this. So let's go to level 4 worksheet. And first thing I'll do is go up here and change this to level 7, or example 7. Okay. And I need to insert some additional rows here to work in. All right. Let's see, level 7. Okay. And I'll do a start. Okay, let's copy it. I'll do a start here. And I didn't have this locked in, so that should be, I should have an F4 on that. Okay, I'll copy it. All right, so again, that's the start. All right, so one thing that we need to do is figure out, well, when's the first W? What turn does that occur? So I'll just come over here, first W. Okay, which turn does that occur? And we can use the turns from level 6 here. All right, of course those values are based on currently example 7. So to find the first W, I will use a match. Okay, so lookup value would be a W. I want to find the first one. All right. And control, there we go. Okay, I don't think I'll need to copy that, but I'll lock it in, and we're looking for an exact match. Okay, all right. Now it is possible, which I didn't think about this, to be honest with you, the first time I was trying to work through this, is that there could be cases where you don't run across any W's at all, and it never hit that blue area, and that, in which case we'd get an NA here. Inner match, that is. So I want to put a if error on here. Okay, if it comes up if error, we'll just put a 0 in. That is, there is no W. All right. Now let's I'll put here whether we move or not. No, I'll put it down here. Maybe I'll put it down here. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're always going to move, the first one, all right? So that's just hard-coded 1. Okay, that's the first turn. I'm using these numbers up here for the turns. Okay, for the second turn, I'll use an if. Okay, so equal if, let's think about this here for a second. I'll do an and. If that is not equal to, or I'll just say greater than 0. So that's greater than 0. Okay. If it's equal to 0, we're going to move continually. So, all right. But otherwise, if D35 is not equal to 0, when would we move? Well, if the turn minus where the W occurs is less than or equal to 2. And I think I need to change this a little bit here. I think I'll change that to if all right, let's I think I'll redo this this if, that is. This is a little more complicated the more I think about it than what I want to do with just trying to do an and. So let's oh, here we go. Come on. Okay, so let's do an ifs. All right, and again, what we're trying to do here, we're going to have 1 if a value of 1 if we move on this row, 0 if we don't, and we don't move for the first 2 or the next 2 turns after the first W. All right, so we got the first W over here in D35. Okay, and it could be, the first W could be NA, that is not available, or we've got that set to 0. All right, so let's see if this makes sense. If the first W value equals 0, that is there's no W at all, then we move. Okay. All right. Otherwise, so the first W does occur at some point. Any move that's that value or less, we would take, right? So I'll do is if my turn is less than or equal to D35. I need to lock these in. Let me lock these in. F before I forget. F4, F4. Okay. All right. So in that case, yeah, we move, right? Because we've either not gotten to W or we are on that actual turn that we get to W. Okay. Another logical test then. All right. So next logical test is if the turn minus this is less than or equal to 2. Okay, so if it's 1 above it, all right, we don't move, and if it's 2 above it, we don't move. But otherwise, we would move. So if it's, I could say if it's greater than or equal to 3, we've moved. I've already got this, so in this case, that would be a 0. I'm not sure if I've got let's go here, 0. Okay, now I need to do another logical test. Otherwise, and I'll just, what I can do to wrap this up, this ifs, just type in true. Okay, and we'd have a 1. Right. Okay, so let's drag this out. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so 1s, 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 1s. Okay, what should have? Okay, I should have we've got a problem here. Okay, let's see, equal to. I forgot to lock something in. Forgot to lock that one in. Okay, now let's copy that. Control W. All right. Okay, now we're good to go. So that's there's probably a better way to do that, but again, a little bit of a complicated on the reasoning side. That's why this one's hard. Okay. So again, what's the logic here? We're using ifs. If D35 is the first W, if it's 0, we're going to move every time. Okay, because we didn't run across a W up here. If the turn is less than or equal to that value, we would move. All right. Now, if that's false, okay, keep in mind it's going to stop, right? So if this 0 is going to stop here, just give us the 1. For values that this is the case, your turn is less than or equal to the first W, it's going to give us the 1 and stop. Then our third one, I want to compare the turn, subtract 1 from it, that is, and say, well, is that less than or equal to 2? Okay. If that's the case, we don't move. That would be the 2 moves right after that first W. All right. Okay. So, and if that's false, I know we're going to move. Well, to make the ifs finish up, one way to do that is just type in the word true. I'm not sure if you have to do it in capital letters or not, but I did. And we get a value of 1. All right. So we can see if this, put in a few values here. So 121 would be the next. Okay, that's the first game. All right. In fact, we don't have a W, and we should see all 1s here, and we do. Okay. All right. And let me just do this just to test this out a little bit. Control C. Okay, and I'll come down here. I'm just going to try something here. So I'm just going to type in. So let's say that the first W is at number 10. Okay. All right. So what happens? Okay. So 11 and 12 are 0. Otherwise, we're good. All right. Let's say if it's 20. Okay. That's the last one. It shouldn't affect anything. Okay. Let's try one more. Let's say it's the 5th one. All right. Okay, that works. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and put this back here. Control C. Okay, get out of that. And then paste it back here. And then delete that. Okay, so now let's see what we need to do. All right, so I think we can copy this, okay, from our last one. So I'll copy that. Right, hit escape. Bring it down here. Okay, and let's update things a little bit. I'll go ahead and put G34 there. Okay. And what else do I need to change? I think we're good to go with those values. Okay. I think I need to include now, if we get a 0 down here, I don't want to move. Well, one way to do that would be just to multiply by that move value. So we'll times that by that. Times that by that as well. So if our H36 or our row 36 value is 0, we're not going to move. Okay. If it's 1, we're going to move. All right. Okay. Now I should just be able to drag this across. Okay. And now I need to do this again, so we'll just copy that. Paste it right there. Okay, but I want to change that from H30 to H34. Okay. Let's copy that. Okay, now I'm going to go back and change this to example 3, or 7, excuse me. Okay. All right. And the question is, again, let's sum up when we hit the F. Okay. Sum of F. Okay, so again we'll do sum ifs. I'll try to copy that, but we'll just do it here. So we got the turns, okay, all the way to the end, control backspace. Okay, the criteria would be here. Oh, the wrong thing there. Okay, let's try that again. That value. Control Shift left arrow. So I'll just lock that in. Again, we're looking for an F. Okay, we get 27. Turn that red. Okay. All right. And it's pretty obvious, well, there's no way that I could have gotten to this point in 30 minutes, okay? But now there are some folks that are really, and it'd be the professionals that say professionals that do this kind of competition a lot, that would tend to be able to do that. All right, so there's our value. Okay, so let's do level. Oh, come on, what did I just do? Not sure what I just did. Okay, get one right here. All right, now we're starting with 121, 122. Okay, just pull that down. I think I went too far last time. Yeah, start at 140. Okay, do our data table again. So data, what if? Okay, I'm going to plug these values back up here again. Okay. All right, and something I noticed, these values are the same, which I thought, well, something's wrong, but it turns out that these are come out to be the same as level 6. Okay, I doubt that was intended by the author, but maybe it was. All right, so control down arrow, control C. Okay, and paste this, paste special values. All right. Okay, so that's level 7. And again, I'll just go back here one more time. And the complicated thing about this was this this ifs for whether we move or not. All right. And again, they're very likely a quicker way to do this. The more I practice with this, I'd figure out other ways to do it. All right.